Hello, my name is P. Krishna Reddy, Department of Artificial Intelligence and Data Science, Assistant Professor in the Department of AIDS, St. Martin's Engineering College. Today, I am going to discuss about Java OOPS concepts. So, let us see here. Java OOPS concepts. Java having different types of OOPS concepts. Now, so first one is called as class, object, abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism. And coming into the class is a blueprint or a template for creating an object. That is called as class. Class is also a collection of objects. That is the first concept of a class in object-oriented programming language. Then go for object. Object is instance of a class, and every object has some state, behavior, and identity. That is called as a object. And coming to the abstraction, abstraction is also it is only for showing the essential features and hiding the unwanted data from the users. That is also called as a data abstraction. And coming into the data encapsulation, encapsulation is also nothing but it is a process of wrapping or binding the data and methods into a class. That is called as data encapsulation. Mainly data encapsulation is used for to provide the security for our application, our Java application. So that is called as what? Encapsulation. And coming into the inheritance, what is the inheritance? Inheritance is a process of acquiring the properties, nothing but attributes, nothing but variables and methods into a parent class to child class. That is called as inheritance. There are different types of inheritances in our Java programming language. Very first one is called as a single inheritance. In single inheritance, we can access the properties and methods from parent class to a child class. Here only one thing is there, only one parent class and one child class is there. That is the condition of a single inheritance. Inheritance is nothing but single inheritance. Then here we have to use the only two classes, one for base class and one for derived class. By using derived class, we can access the all properties from parent class. So that is called as single inheritance. Coming into the next one, that is called as multi-level inheritance. In multi-level inheritance, we have taking three classes. Very first one is called as parent class, then go for child class and sub-child class. Now here it is a multi-level inheritance. Why I am saying it is a multi-level inheritance? The child class inheriting the properties from parent class, again sub-child inheriting the properties from child class, sub-child class, then we have to inheriting the properties from child class. That is called as multi-level inheritance. And next one is called as hierarchical inheritance. Here see, there is only one parent class and multiple derived classes. These multiple derived classes can access the data from only single parent class. That is called as a hierarchical inheritance. And mainly these three inheritances are directly supported by the classes. So Java is supported directly by these classes. And coming into the next one, multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance is nothing but a class can extend only one class, but class cannot extend more than one class. So that it is unable to do this process, so that it can show some compilation errors, so that we can choose the interfaces and how you can achieve the multiple inheritance concepts in Java. So that through interfaces you can achieve the multiple inheritances in Java, but not using the classes. So that is called as multiple inheritance. How you can implement a multiple inheritance? By using only interfaces, you can implement the Java multiple inheritance program or application or concept. Coming into the last hybrid inheritance. Sir, what is hybrid inheritance? Hybrid inheritance is nothing but it is a combination of any two types of inheritance. That is called as a hybrid inheritance. Now see here, class is a logical entity or a blueprint or a template for creating an object. That is called as a class. Without class, there is nothing we have to do any program. So that we can every time we can say that Java is a object oriented programming language. In Java object oriented programming language, Everything is an object, so that we can call it is object-oriented programming language. Coming into the second one, every object has some state, behavior, and identity. Then now see here, what is state and what is behavior and what is identity. So now here, state is nothing but attributes or variables of a program, so that we can call it is a state. Then second, now see here, behavior. Sir, what is behavior? Behavior is nothing but actions inside the class or methods inside the class. So they are called as behaviors. And identity, every object has some unique identity, so that we can call it is the identity of an object. So this is the description of object. Coming into the object, state has some properties. And now see here, while behavior is the action can take the action as an object can perform, action should be performed. So now see here, sir, what is action? What is behavior? Here behavior or action is nothing but a method. Method is also some collection of statements. They can do some task. So that is called as behavior. So coming into this, such as its methods or functions. For example, a radio's behavior could be playing music when it's on. Now see here, whenever you are owning a radio, then it can give some music or song, whatever news. So that is called as a action. That is called as a behavior. So that is the behavior or action of a radio. That is the one of the example of an object. Now see here, car is an object. Now car is an object. This car is moving forward direction and backward direction, and it is going for left direction and right direction, and it brakes the car and it speed up the car and stop the car. They are called as the behaviors of that object. Sir, what is object? Car is a object. Now, sir, what is object? Object is a instance of a class. Not only instance of a class, this object has some state, behavior, and identity. And next one is called as data abstraction. Now see here, data abstraction is the property by the virtue of which only the essential details are displayed to the user. So that is called as data abstraction. Abstraction is nothing but data abstraction. Data abstraction, it is only for showing the essential features. Now see here, for example, we have to drive a car. You know only for how to drive a car, but you don't know how to work a machine, how to work a engine inside a car, and how to work in a brake, and how to work in a clutch. Okay, so that you don't need it. Internal details, you don't need it. Then how to use it? So that is the concept of data abstraction. Data abstraction is only for showing the essential details. Unwanted details should be hidden from the user or end user, so that we can call it is called as a data abstraction. And next thing is called as, now see here a simple example. A car, the driver of the car only needs to know how to drive it, not how to engine and the gearbox and the other internal components work. So that is called as exactly the data abstraction. And coming into the encapsulation, it is a concept of binding the data and methods. Binding is nothing but encapsulation provides the security for inside the class, so that we can call it is called as encapsulation. Binding the data or wrapping the data into a outside world by using the private keyword, that is called as a encapsulation. Now see here, binding the data and methods, binding the variables and methods, we can provide the security for variables and methods, and preventing it from the unauthorized access. It is not giving the access to the outside world. So that we have to use the one of the access specifier, that is called as private. It wraps up data and methods under a single unit. Here single unit is nothing but a class. The class is also one of the best example of data abstraction and data encapsulation. Data encapsulation mainly used for to provide the security for any application from outside users, unauthorized persons, unauthorized access, so that it is called as a data encapsulation. And next one, now see here, what is the example of encapsulation? Now this is known as a class and a class name. He is a person, is a class. This person having some data. This data should be restricted, so that we can't access from outside the world. So that we have to use the getters and setters. Sir, what is getter and what is setter? Getter is nothing but it reads the value, and setter is used for to set the value. So they are called as getters and setters. By using getters and setters, we can implement the encapsulation or encapsulation process. This is known as one of the basic example of encapsulation. Now see here, and next one is called as example explained, the get method returns the value of the variable. Now there are some variables or some properties inside the class is there. Always a class is a collection of variables and a collection of methods. Now we can call it variables are nothing but attributes or properties. So now see here, the set method takes a parameter and assigns it to the name variable. Setters are used for to set the value. Getters are used for to read the value. So that is the main concept of getters and setters in the encapsulation. And coming into the, as the name variable is declared as a private, we cannot access from outside this class. Now see here, class having using some access specifiers. They are called as public, private, protected. They are called as default. They are called as different types of access specifiers. In the case of encapsulation, we have to use the only for private access specifier for variables and methods. Why? Because these data should not be accessed to outside world. So that is called as a concept of encapsulation. And next one, now see here, why encapsulation? Better control of class attributes and methods. That's why we have to use the encapsulation. We have to controlling the data. We have to provide the security of data. After that, this application should be added some extra data. Also, it is not affect on others' data. So that is the main purpose of we have to use the encapsulation concept in to implement the applications and projects. Now see here, class attributes can be made read only. As I said that get is used for read the data and set is used for set the data. So that's why we have to use the concept of encapsulation. Now see here, it is increased security of data. They can provide the high security of any application. So that they are called as encapsulation. Now see here, what is the difference between data hiding and data encapsulation? Now see here, data hiding can be considered as the parent process and encapsulation is the sub-process of data hiding. There, now see here, whenever implementing any inheritance concept or any Java programming, internally we have to use these concepts, data hiding and encapsulation. It hides the data, but encapsulation, so it is also hiding the data in a sub-process. Now access specifier is always private. Okay, now access specifiers are maybe private and public. Next, coming into this one, data hiding is about hiding the method implementation. Encapsulation is coming about combining the data and methods. So that is the difference, one more difference between data hiding and encapsulation. And next point, the main motto is to hide data and its implementation. The main motto is combine the data and methods. Now see here, this data is hidden and this data is provide the security. So that is the main differences between data hiding and data encapsulation. Now see here, next one see here, inheritance. There are different types of inheritances are there. Already I explained different types of inheritance are there. Inheritance can be classified into nearly 5 types. So before going to types of inheritance, sir, basically what is the inheritance? Inheritance is nothing but it is a process of getting the attributes or properties or variables data and methods from parent class to child class. That is called as inheritance. Now see here, let's see one by one. Sir, what is a single inheritance? Now see, a class inherits from another class. In single inheritance, we have to use the only 2 classes. One for parent class and next for derived class. We can call it a child class. Okay now. So now see here, parent class is there and the child class is there. And the parent class having some properties and child class is also there. Child class is always extends the parent class. Now see here, we have to use the one of the keyword extends. One of the keyword extends. Extends is a keyword. It can extend the properties from parent class to child class. So automatically child class can take the data from parent class automatically. So that we have to use the extends keyword. So that is called as single inheritance. In single inheritance only we have 2 classes. And coming into the multi-level inheritance, it creates a chain of class relationships. Now see here, we have 3 classes, A class, B class and C class. A is a class name is called as grandfather and B class name is called as father and the C class name is called as a son. Now see here, a father can extends the properties of a grandfather. Means what? A father can access the any properties from grandfather, and again father having some properties. Now father is a child class. This child class can extends the grandfather class. Father class extends the grandfather class. Now coming into the child, son. Son is extending the father. Okay, this chain of inheritance is called as multi-level inheritance. Multiple levels are there. So multiple classes are there. So that B can extends A class and C can extends B class. Automatically C class can inherit the properties from both A class and B class. That is called as multi-level inheritance. Coming into the next one is called as hierarchical inheritance. In multiple classes share a single superclass. Now see here, one base class is there, only one parent class is there. Okay, now this class can shares data to different or a number of multiple child classes. So that is called as hierarchical inheritance. That is called as hierarchical inheritance. Now see here, employee is a one of the class. This is called as a superclass. Then there are different types of employees in this organization. Now see here, employee 1, employee 2, employee 3, employee 4, employee 5. 5 employees is there. These 5 employees are called as child classes, derived classes. They can access the data from one of the company, that is called as a organization. That the situation is called as hierarchical. Now see here, a class adopts methods from multiple sources through interfaces. Now see here, multiple inheritance. Actually, Java does not support multiple inheritance. Java does not support multiple inheritance. So how they can implement multiple inheritance in Java? So we can choose one of the topic. That name is called as interfaces. A class can extend only one class, but a class cannot extend more than one class. So that it is not possible to implement. So that we have to choose the interface concept. Sir, what is interface? Interface is also a collection of classes. Okay, now whenever you have to implement the interfaces, internally we have to use the classes. A class can implement any number of interfaces. So that we have to use the one of the keyword implements. Class can extend only one class, but a class can implement any number of interfaces. So that multiple inheritance should be implemented with the help of interfaces only. So and finally hybrid inheritance. Now see here, this is hybrid inheritance is also not implemented with the help of classes. By using interfaces only, we have to implement the hybrid inheritance. So now see here, sir, what is the definition of a hybrid inheritance? Hybrid inheritance is it combines the any combination of 2 inheritances among 5 types of inheritance. Now see here, it is a combination of combining the single inheritance and multiple inheritance. That is also called as a hybrid inheritance. Any 2 types of inheritance should be combined. Then you can implement. That is called as hybrid inheritance. And classes does not support the implementation of hybrid inheritance. We have to go for choose the one of the concept that is called as interfaces. By using interfaces, we can implement hybrid inheritance. Now they are called as different types of inheritances, in a inheritance concept. Now see here, again this is known as a one of the best example of single inheritance. Now see here, class name. Now see here, student fee is a method. Already said what is class. Class is a collection of variables, collection of different types of variables. Okay, then class is a collection of methods. See, fee is a method. It is having one of the statement. Student fee is called as 20,000. Now see here, class student name extends student. Now see here, student is a super class. Student name is there, one of the student. They can extend this parent class student, and you have to write the name of the student, and the student having the balance of fees 20,000, and then you have to write the one of the class name, that is called as college. It is having a main method. Okay, now whenever always you have to run the Java program, your program should be executed from main method only. Now see here, after writing main method, we have to create the object for child class, nothing but derived class. Now see here, what is parent class or base class or super class? Now see here, student is a parent class or base class or super class. We can call it in this way. And again, you have to see student name. That one is called as derived class. That one is called as child class. That one is called as subclass. Now we have to create object for subclass only. So that what is subclass here, that is called as student name. Now I am going to create object for student name. And what is the object P? Student name is a class, P is a object, and a new is a keyword, and student name is a constructor. So now whenever you have to write a new keyword, automatically some memory should be allocated. So that now I am saying that one of the important point, class is a logical entity and object is a physical entity. Okay, so by using new keyword, we can allocate some memory for that variables. And now see here, that is called as object dot method name, and object dot one more method name. Two method names are written in two classes, two different classes, one for parent class and one for child class. So this is the basic example of single inheritance. Now see here, multi-level inheritance. Multi-level inheritance is a chain of inheritance which is used to deriving the data from one class to another class. Already I said A class is there, B class is there, and C class is there, and B is getting the data from A class, and C is also getting the data from B class. Automatically C is also getting the data from A class also. That is called as multi-level inheritance. Now see here, hierarchical inheritance. Now see here, what is hierarchy? Hierarchical, your data should be arranged in a hierarchical format. In a hierarchical format, there is only one parent node is there, and there are number of child nodes are there. These number of child nodes are getting the data from only single parent class. That is called as hierarchical inheritance. Now see here, next one is called as, it is one of the example. Now see here, parent common for all parent class. You are getting a different base class. Now see here, class child class 1, child class 2, child class 3, up to n child classes, number of child classes, but parent class is only one. That is the example of hierarchical inheritance. That is the hierarchical inheritance. Then hybrid inheritance. Hybrid inheritance in a Java is a combination of all inheritance. Now see here, single inheritance and multi-level inheritance, and a combination of multi-level inheritance and multiple inheritance. Okay, they are called as what? You can call it a hybrid inheritance. Whenever you have to implement this hybrid inheritance, we have to use the concept interfaces. Now see here, now hybrid inheritance is a composition of two or more of the preceding types of inheritance. Java does not support hybrid inheritance. It can achieve only through interface. So hybrid inheritance and multiple inheritance, both should be implemented with the help of interfaces. Okay, but not for classes. That is the concept of these two interfaces, like multiple inheritance and hybrid inheritance. Yes, now see here, multiple inheritance is not achieved through class but supported through interfaces. Interfaces Java provide achieve abstraction. Mainly interface is used to provide the abstraction. Java interface is also used to define the contract for the subclasses to the implement. Okay, interfaces, this is the interface concept. Inside the interfaces, all variables must be, they are called as public, static and final. Public, static and final. And now see here, all methods inside the interfaces must be public and abstract. By default, you don't give any these access specifier public and static and final. So automatically compiler treated as a, inside the whatever the variables you have to declare it, that variables, okay, now automatically they are called as public, static and final. And you have to write any method inside the interface. That method should be automatically abstract, public and abstract. You don't write any public and any abstract. Automatically compiler treats as a, it is a abstract method. So that is called as interface. By using interfaces, we can implement also these interface concept. Now see here, this is known as the interface. Interface does not have constructors because we can't create object for constructors. So that internally we have to use the classes. A class can implement any number of interfaces. Now we can create object for that class and you can call it the methods inside the interface. That is the program of your interface. Now see here, this is interface is a fully abstract class. It includes a group of abstract methods. In interface, only contains abstract methods, but it does not contains concrete methods. We use the interface keyword to create an interface. Whenever you have to create interface, we have to use the one of the keyword that is called as interface. Now see here polymorphism. Polymorphism, only one thing should be showing many forms. Okay, only one thing showing different behaviors is called as a polymorphism. Polymorphism is nothing but can be classified into two types. One is nothing but method overloading and other one is called as method overriding. Sir, what is method overloading? In method overloading, the same method having different parameters, different number of parameters, different types of parameters, different sequence of parameters within a same class is called as method overloading. Then now see here, what is next one? Method overriding. Now see here, sir, why we use method overloading? When a subclass provides specific implementation of a method that is already defined in this superclass. Now see here, whenever we have to write a method overloading, we have to go for choose the inheritance concept. Why? Because we have to use the two classes. One for parent class, second for a child class, nothing but subclass. Subclass using some method. This method is already available in a parent class having same parameters, same method name and same parameters in the two different classes is called as method overriding. So now see here, method overriding is to provide specific behavior for a method in a subclass. Okay. Now see here. This is known as a concept of Java object programming. It is having multiple things available in a Java OOPS concept. So already I explained for then what is class, then what is object, then what is data abstraction, data encapsulation, then go for next one is called as polymorphism and inheritance also. They are called as different types of things. So now see here, this is known as our concepts of Java object-oriented programming language. Now see here, this is known as one of the basic example of our Java object-oriented programming language. Now they have to write polymorphism. Sir, what is polymorphism? Polymorphism, any object can showing the different behaviors is nothing but polymorphism. Polymorphism is divided into two types. Then means types of polymorphism. That is called as compile time polymorphism and runtime polymorphism. Sir, what is compile time polymorphism? Compile time polymorphism is nothing but method overloading, and runtime polymorphism is nothing but method overriding. Now see here. So in this method overloading, sir, what is method overloading? In method overloading, we have to use the same method name and but different parameters, and number of parameters should be different. The sequence of parameters should be different. So that is called as method overloading. Within a class, that is called as method overloading. Now see here, method name is same, but the signature is different. Nothing but parameters are different. Arguments are different. Now see here, what is signature? Number of arguments. Number of arguments is differ. Now, and the type of arguments is differ. Means what we have to use the different types of parameters. Different types of parameters is nothing but we have to use the integer. They are called as integer type. We have to use the double data type, and we have to use the float data type. They are called as different types of data types. Different sequence of data parameters and different data types. So we have to use this concept. So now see here, area is a one of the method, and the second one is also a area. Both are called as same methods, same method name, but here we have to use the 3 parameters, but we have to use the only 2 parameters. And now see here area, then we have to use the now 2 parameters, but these 2 parameters are different data types, so that it is called as method overloading. This is called as method overloading. This concept comes under polymorphism. It is also one of the technique or concept under Java object-oriented programming language. Now see here, applicable within the same class as well as a subclass. Now see here, whenever you have to use the method overloading, no need to go for the concept of inheritance. Whenever we have to use the method overriding, we have to use the inheritance concept. Why? Because we have to use the two classes. Then now see here in these two classes, you have to base class, we have to write the one of the method. That same method already overridden in the parent class. So method name is same and same parameters, nothing but same signatures, same number of parameters, same type of parameters, same sequence of parameters in two different classes is called as method overriding. So now see here, method name is same and the signature is also same. Now see here, applicable only in subclasses. Okay, now see here, method, why we have to applicable in subclasses? The subclass method is already available in parent class, superclass. So that same method name is available in both the parent class and the child class, superclass and subclass. Now see here, class is a vehicle and a drive is a method. And now see here, this is called as a superclass. Then I am going to write a subclass. Then now see here, car extends vehicle. So that I am saying internally, whenever you have to implement the method overriding, we have to choose the one of the concept inheritance. Inheritance is involved whenever you have to write the method overriding concept. So that car extends vehicle. So base class, this vehicle is a base class. The subclass is a car, extends superclass vehicle, and then we have to write the drive method. Okay, now same method is there and the same parameters also we have to write it. Okay, is called as method overriding in Java. So now see here, then we have to write drive method. It is having, now there is no parameters. No parameters. So that this drive method and this drive method is called as same methods. Already you have to write in a subclass. This method is overridden in parent class. That is called as method overriding. We have to implement the subclass method. The subclass method is already available in a parent class. So that is called as method overriding. Today we discussed this Java object-oriented programming concept. Thank you.